Hey guys, what's up? It's Saturday, October 4th, 2025. This is the Betting Memo, and my name is Nick Parsons. This is the show that gets you caught up with everything going on over at picksandparlays.net. On today's show, we're going to be talking about my contest picks, guys. Last week, I went 9-1 with those contest picks. We're also going to talk to Steve Seagrave. He has an NFL play for Sunday, guys. But before we get to either of those things, just right off the top, we are trying our best to regrow the YouTube channel at Picks and Parlays, guys. So if you could please smash the like button, to please leave some comments, hit the bell icon, and also subscribe. All of those things are really easy to do, but they definitely help us out. So before we get to my contest picks, guys, I did talk to Steve Seagrave. He came into the online studio. He has an NFL play going for Sunday. So let's get into that interview right now. So guys, joining me in the online studio for Saturday's featured capper over at Picks and Parlays, it's Steve Seagrave again. And so Steve, before we talk about some of the runs and streaks that you're on and some of the packages you have up, we have an NFL opportunity to discuss first. And this one, it sees the Houston Texans at the Baltimore Ravens. That's at 1 Eastern on Sunday, guys. Now, Lamar Jackson, he's out. The Texans are the short -1 favorite on the road here. The total is set at 41. How do you see this one going down?
Yeah, I'm going with the Ravens team total under 19.5 here. You can get it at a nice price at plus 100. I see both teams leaning on the ground game here, and that's going to kill a lot of the clock. As you mentioned, Lamar Jackson will be out. Cooper Rush stepping in for him. But this is also a Baltimore defense riddled with injuries. CJ Stroud hasn't looked very good at quarterback for the Texans, and they're leaning on Woody Marks really emerged last week in the backfield, 17 carries, 69 yards, 2 touchdowns. One of them was through the air. But like I said, I think I see both teams leaning on the ground here. You look at this Houston Texans defense allowing the least points per game, 12.8 per game, allowing the 6th fewest passing yards as well. They just shut out Tennessee, held Jacksonville to 17. They held the Rams to 14. The Bucs got 20 on them. That's the only team that's went over this team total against them so far. But even they scored a touchdown in the final 3 minutes of the game to clear that total. So 3 or 4 opponents under this team total. I think both teams keep it simple here. Both teams rely on their defense and keep it on the ground. And that leads to Baltimore going under 19.5 total points for their team total.
So Steve, you are 80% with your WNBA over the last 30 days. The finals, they're here, but why don't you let everyone else know about some of the other football runs that you're on and some of the packages that you have up already for the weekend?
Yeah, I have an NFL max bet locked and loaded for this weekend, and I'll be attaching all of my plays, including my player props, to that package. I'm on a nice little run right now in the NFL, pulled in a profit in each of the last 3 weeks, 30-16 NFL run, and a 4-1 run with my NFL max bets on the season so far. And I would utilize that weekend warrior pass. I can't say it enough. You get all of my football for the entire weekend for $49. College football play of the week on Saturday, and then all of my NFL plays on Sunday and Monday Night Football as well for only $49. So it's a great package that we're running over at Sports Memo and Picks and Parlays.
Steve, as always, man, thanks for coming on the Betting Memo, and I look forward to having you on again next week.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Nick.
My thanks to Steve for coming into the studio, guys. He will be back again next Friday as well. Guys, there's always a little bit of business that I have to take care of on every Betting Memo show. I have to tell you about some of the deals going on over at Picks and Parlays. One of the most interesting is called the Weekend Warrior Football Pass, and here's how that works. And so, guys, this is a great opportunity to test drive a handicapper for the weekend, because for $49, you get every Saturday, Sunday, and Monday football play from your selected expert. And so, as I say, last week I went 8-1 with my Sunday plays. I went 2-1 on the Saturday. I went 1-1 on the Monday. But you get the point there, guys. There's a lot of value to be had there, depending on which expert you choose. So check out the Weekend Warrior Football Pass for just $49 over at Picks and Parlays. And then the second option is more of a long-term option. So if you buy 3 months, you get 1 month for free. And so the deal is you get a 90-day all-access pass for $849, and then you get 30 extra days for free. So in total, you get 120 days for just $849. That's under $49 per week, or just over $7 per day. If you watched the show last Saturday, then you went 9-1 with my contest picks, guys. I've actually entered the Betting Memo show into the Circa Millions and the Super Contest over at the Westgate this year. And so a 9-1 weekend between those two contests, guys. I still have to put together a few more weekends like that to get back into the serious money. But they do have sort of a mid-season contests, a couple of them. And that first one starts this week. So if you've got off to a shaky start, you still have an opportunity to win a bunch of money. And so I'm hoping last week's results carry over into today's. So yeah, without further ado, let's just get right into the picks. And so guys, we'll go over my Circa Millions picks first. And so I have chosen the Dallas Cowboys. I have -2.5. Despite playing to a 40-40 tie at home to Green Bay last week, I thought that Dak Prescott and the Dallas offense looked good. And overall, it's looked pretty good this year as well. And that's been whether or not CeeDee Lamb has even been in the lineup or not. Of course, the Dallas defense, it's been terrible, but that unit catches a break facing the putrid Jets, who are 0-4, and they're already planning and looking ahead to next season. So I like Dallas. And then I took Las Vegas +7. Daniel Jones and the Colts are primed for a letdown here, I think, after they came up short at the Rams last week. After 3 straight wins, I think they're going to suffer a letdown here. Las Vegas, though, has hit the panic button. One bright spot was Raiders running back Ashton Genty, who broke out last week. Coming into the season, not many would tell you that Jones was better than Raiders quarterback Geno Smith, and I'm still not sure that's the case. This feels like a trap for me as the Colts are primed for further regression following the unrealistic start. I'm going to say no outright, but closer than expected, so grab the points with the Raiders. And then I took the Saints -2 at home to the Giants. I had a play on the Saints last weekend, and while they lost a 4th straight time to open the season, they did go on to cover with the massive spread. And now they're favored here at home, and I think that Spencer Rattler and the home side will find a way to get the job done against the overhyped Jackson Dart, making his first start on the road. Dart, I mean, he didn't look great in the win over the Chargers, and I think he's getting too much respect here on the road. Malik Neighbors is also out for New York, and it's Rattler's big opportunity, I think, to finally put one in the win column at home. It's now or never, essentially, so I like the Saints in this one. And then I took the Denver Broncos and the points. So at some point, the Eagles, they're going to stumble and get caught looking ahead, and I think it's going to be this week at home to their non-conference rival. It's a trap spot for the home side with a division game at New York on Thursday night, so it's a short week for Philadelphia. Conversely, Denver, it got back on track after a 2-game slide with a 28-3 win at home over Cincinnati. Bo Nix and the Broncos have been extremely competitive in each of their 2 road losses as well, falling 29-28 at Indianapolis and then 23-20 at the Chargers. So guys, I'm going to grab the points with Denver. And then the final pick for the Circa Millions contest, I took the New England Patriots +8.5. And so I was on the Patriots in their 42-13 win over Carolina last weekend. Drake May, he looked a lot better. And I mean, do I think he's as good as Josh Allen? Of course not. The Bills, they're 4-0 straight up, but 2-2 against the spread. Those last 2 against the spread losses have come over the last 2 weeks. And I think Buffalo continues to be overvalued this week as well. So I'm grabbing the points with New England here. And then, guys, getting into the Super Contest, moving right along. I'm on the Minnesota Vikings -3.5. This is, of course, over in England. I think the Vikes, they're going to be more prepared here in this difficult across-the-pond game. The Vikes are 2-2 after a 24-21 loss to Pittsburgh last week, and I did have the Steelers in that one, while the Browns are 1-3 after a 34-10 loss at Detroit, and I had Cleveland in that one. That was my only loss last Sunday. Carson Wentz is 44 of 66 for 523 yards, 4 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions in 2 games for the Vikes. And I definitely like him over Cleveland's Dylan Gabriel, as the Browns have now made the move away from the struggling Joe Flacco. So I look for Wentz to do more than enough to earn the win and cover in London, and so I'm taking Minnesota. And then I took the Dolphins -1. A couple of 1-3 teams here, but I think that Miami looks like the more prepared team coming into this game. And so I think Tua and company will find a way to get the job done against the putrid Panthers. Carolina struggles to stop both the pass and the run, and its inconsistent offense, which lost 42-13 at New England, after posting a 30-0 win over Atlanta. So which team are we going to get here? I think it's going to be the former. And so look for Tua, the latter. And so, yeah, look for Tua to will his team to a solid victory on the road in this non-conference matchup, guys. I like Miami in this one. And then I took the Bucks plus 3.5. I know Tampa Bay does have a few injuries for sure, but Seattle, I think, is going to take a step back here after 3 straight victories. I had them in their 23-20 win at Arizona last Thursday. Now, Tampa Bay, it's off its only first loss of the year. Baker Mayfield's late rally, it came up short in the loss to Philadelphia. Tampa Bay has definitely played some stiffer competition to start the season. The Bucks, they're already 2-0 on the road this year, and other than their loss against the defending champs, they've been in control of every other game. And so I'm not going to call for an outright or anything, but I'm going to grab the points with Tampa. And then, guys, I also grabbed the points with the Washington Commanders. Sunday's loss against the Giants, and I had New York, exposed some vulnerabilities for the Chargers. And off their first loss of the year, I think another letdown here is in the cards against their hungry non-conference opponent. Whether it's Jaden Daniels or Marcus Mariota under center, I think Washington has a legit shot at winning this one outright. That said, my official call for this one will be to grab as many points as you can with the Commanders. And then finally, guys, I hit my Monday night play last week as well. And so I'm playing the Monday nighter this week. I like the Jaguars plus 3.5. The Chiefs, they're 2-2, and the Jags are 3-1. After back-to-back losses, the Chiefs are off back-to-back wins. But let's not be too quick to all jump back on the Chiefs bandwagon. They lost to both the Chargers and Eagles, and then got back on track against 2 struggling teams in the Giants and the Ravens. The Jags, they're 3-1 after a tight victory at San Francisco last weekend. And I think they're vastly undervalued here at home, considering how well they're playing, and especially defensively. And so, guys, while the majority are going one way with this pick, I'm going the other. I'm grabbing the points with Jacksonville. That wraps up another week of the Betting Memo over at Picks and Parlays, guys. You're caught up with everything going on over there for October 4th. My thanks to Steve Seagrave coming into the studio, guys. I'm going to be back next week with more handicappers, more contest picks, and more client plays as well, guys. Before you leave, don't forget to smash the like button. Please leave some comments, to hit the bell icon. Also subscribe. Good luck with all of the games this weekend. I will see you on Monday. Take care.